Good morning guys. Today we are going to tackle about the policing system of the Northern Ireland, and we are going to compare sa Pilipinas or the Philippine National Police into the Northern Ireland policing system. Tignan natin kung may pagkakaiba ba o pagkakapareho, or there were something na pwede nating i-adapt sa ating policing system dito sa Pilipinas para mag-improve or maging maayos to lessen the crime rate sa ating bansa. Okay, so first with the Northern Ireland, first slide. Okay, so overview. The country is Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland was under the UK. Okay, so malalaman natin mamaya bakit may Northern Ireland and mayroong Southern Ireland. Okay, so police agency, Police Service of Northern Ireland. That was the police agency of the Northern Ireland, while the Philippines is PNP, which means to Philippine National Police. Okay, so Department Northern Ireland Policing Board. Department niya, while the Philippines, ang department ng Philippines ay the Department of Interior and Local Government o via NAPOLCOM. When the ranks with the Chief Constable, which was the highest rank in PSNI or Police Service of Northern Ireland, and Constable is the lowest, while in the Philippines the PNP ranks was the Police General, the highest rank, and Patrolman is the lowest. Okay, so type of law enforcement, centralized po dito, pareho sila ng Pilipinas na centralized din, iisa ang kanilang police agency. It is the Police Service of Northern Ireland lang. Same with the Philippines, it is the PNP or Philippine National Police. Okay, estimated strength, well, the as of now estimated strength was 9,274, and the motto of the PSNI is keeping people safe, while in the Philippines is to serve and protect. Okay, so next. Dito makita natin brief history. Police Service of Northern Ireland is the police force that serves Northern Ireland It is the successor of the Royal Constabulary after it was reformed and renaming in 2001 on the recommendation of the Pattern Report. By the end of 19th century, the RIC, which was terms for Royal Irish Constabulary, with an average strength of 11,000, was responsible for the policing of the whole of Ireland, with the exception of the city of Dublin, which had its own police force, the Dublin Metropolitan Police. Like the REC, Royal Irish Constabulary, controlled by the central administration at Dublin Castle. Following the partition of Ireland, it was decided to disband, maghiwalay, the REC as an ally Ireland police force. In Southern Ireland, Southern Ireland, a new police force, the Civic Guard, later became the Garda Sociana. Ito na kasi pinanghahawakan sila before ng RIC or Royal Irish Constabulary, then later on humiwalay itong yung other member of the RIC at bumuo sila. Ito na yung Southern Ireland, which became the Garda Sociana. While in Northern Ireland, the Royal Ulster Constabulary. Yun, ito na, Royal Ulster Constabulary. Yung from RIC or Royal Irish Constabulary, it changed, become the Royal Ulster Constabulary. The meaning Ulster, it was a synonym for Northern Ireland. Kasi sa RIC, it was the member of the RIC is all Irish people. Then changed into Ulster. Ginawa na nilang Ulster kasi the police member of the RUC is Northern Islander people na. So carried much over from the former force with a strong nucleus of former RIC men. Over 50% of the new force, 30,000 strength, comprised ex-RIC men. The same rank, structure, uniform, and terms and conditions of service. From 1922 to 1970, control of the RUC was vested, binigay na, in the Minister of Home Affairs, de facto a unionist politician. A situation which was to create serious difficulties in the perceived impartiality of the RUC in later years. Okay, so the police, which was the Northern Ireland Act, the Police Act of 2000, named the new police service as the Police Service of Northern Ireland, incorporating the Royal Ulster Constabulary Organization. Dito na malalaman natin yung organization nila. In the Northern Ireland Policing Board is the police authority for Northern Ireland, charged with supervising the activities of the police service of Northern Ireland. Ito na si Northern Ireland Policing Board. Siya yung have the authority to supervise the activity of the police service of Northern Ireland. Same with the PNP. They have the authorized. Kailangan dumaan muna siya sa PNP sa Philippines. Kailangan dumaan muna sa PNP yung mga at ibibigay ng mga activities sa baba. Okay. The senior officer in charge of the PSNI is each chief constable. The senior officer was the chief constable, which was the highest rank in PSNI. Or the chief constable is appointed by the Northern Ireland Policing Board. Kailangan ina-appoint siya ng Northern Ireland Policing Board, yung department nila, and subjected to the approval of the Minister of Justice of Northern Ireland. Ito na, para siyang DOJ, Department of Justice. Kailangan approval ni Department of Justice yung pag-appoint ng Chief Constable. From national, it could further be divided into 8 districts. 8 district A to H. Each district is headed by a chief superintendent. Sa 8 district na yon, each district meron siyang chief superintendent. So 8 chief superintendent, and district are divided into areas commanded by a chief inspector. Ay naman, sa district na yon, na-divide naman siya into areas ngayon. Sa areas na yon, commanded naman siya ng mga chief inspector. So, these in turn are divided into sectors. Divided naman na siya ngayon into sectors, which was commanded by inspectors. Okay? So, ngayon, ito, makita natin the organizational structure for the police service of Northern Ireland. Dito ibang-iba siya sa PNP, which was the same with Chief Constable. Meron siyang sa PNP, meron tayong Chief PNP naman. Then Chief of PNP. And dito na, nagkaiba na siya dito sa baba niya. Under the Chief PNP, meron tayong mga Deputy Chief PNP for operational and administrational sa PNP, while in the Ireland, Deputy Chief Constable lang, isa lang. Hindi, wala siyang operational and administration. Pinag-isa na yon. Iisa na lang ang Deputy Chief ng Ireland. And under the Deputy Chief, eto na yung mga Superintendent, Professional Standards, same na siya. Process Improvement, Command Secretariat, Legal Advisor, Corporate Communications and the Communications Board, and Director, Human Resources. Ito na yung mga assistant Assistant Chief Constable in Operational Support, Assistant Chief Constable in Criminal Justice, Assistant Chief Constable in Rural Region, Urban Region, and Crime Operations. So next, ito na, the rank classifications na Northern Ireland Police Service of Northern Ireland ranks. So meron tayong highest, it was the Chief Constable, highest rank in Deputy Chief. Ito yung head. Then with the under the Chief Constable, we have the Deputy Chief Constable. Deputy Chief Constable, isang Deputy Constable, and meron tayong mga Assistant Chief Constable na nag-a-assist sa mga rural region, urban region, crime operations, operational support. So meron tayong limang Chief Constable, Assistant Chief Constable, and under the Assistant Constable, ito na yung mga districts. We have the Chief Superintendent, then we have the Superintendent, Chief Inspector, and we have the Sergeant. So sa Constable, ito na yung mga patrolman, and we have the Student Officer. Ito yung mga nag-aaral pa lang ng mga pulis, parang PMA, PNP, PNPA, ganon. Okay, so next we have the insignia. Sa insignia, ito na yung mga insignia. Kikita nyo ba yung mga nandito sa gilid ng mga police, mga law enforcers natin? Ito yung tinatawag na insignia nila. Ito, insignia, meron tayong sa Chief Constable, we have the diamond. Di natin alam kung anong kung nito. With the diamond, a star, six petals, stars, and leaf. A leaf na may X sa gitna. Then ito na, sa Deputy Chief, nawala na yung stars na may X. Ayun. Then Assistant Chief Constable, nawala na din yung diamond shape. Tapos meron pa din yung mga bilog doon sa taas. Then Chief Superintendent, ito na, nawala na yung malaking leaf, na dalawang leaf na magkasalubong na may X. Napalitan na siya into diamond and a star, 6 petal stars. Then Superintendent, nawala na yung diamond shape, naging 6 petal stars na lang. Ayun na siya. Then Chief Inspector, ayun, the Chief Inspector, nagkaroon siya ng tatlong diamond shape, na there's something a meaning in this, but I search it, but hindi ko nakita, hindi ko nalaman kung ano yung mga meaning nito. So pangalan na lang natin na diamond shapes, tatlong diamond shapes into Chief Inspector. Sa Inspector, dalawa na lang. Then Sergeant became arrow. It's like an arrow with 2 lines, green lines inside. Arrow na parang libro na pabaliktad. Yun ang sign ng Sergeant. And Constable, we have the numbers of 3832. Yan ang ito yung mga signs kung ano yung mga positions and ranks ng mga PSNI or Royal Ulster Constabulary or Police Service of Northern Ireland. Then next, the Northern Ireland recruitment and selection process. Okay, so process. Qualifications, ito, anong mga qualifications na kailangan mong kunin. All applicants must meet the following eligibility criteria. Age, you can apply from the age of 17. However, on appointment, you must have reached the age of 18 years. Applicants must have attained the age of 17 years and be no more than 57 years on 19th November 21. Okay, so kailangan 17 or mas better kung 18 ka na, then hindi ka lang lalagpas sa 57. So meaning to say, kahit 40 ka or more than 17 years old or more than 18 years old, pwede ka pang mag-apply sa kanilang policing, which in the PSNI, which while on the PNP, the Philippine National Police, hindi na. Meron siyang age requirement. I think it's 30 or 32 age requirement nila. Paglagpas mo doon, hindi ka na pwedeng mag-apply. Okay, so nationality, applicants must be eligible to work permanently in the UK. Kailangan you are permanently work in UK kasi the Northern Ireland was under the UK. Education, applicants must have a minimum of 5 GCSE or equivalent at A-C grade, including English language. Computer literacy, applicants must be able to demonstrate that they have a level of computer literacy required to effectively perform the role of constable. This will be tested at a number of stages in the recruitment process, but there is no requirement for a formal IT qualifications. As you can see, sa qualifications nila, sobrang liit. Hindi siya ganong mahigpit, while on the recruitment selection of the PNP, madami. Kailangan baccalaureate degree or baccalaureate degree. Kaya makapagtapos ka ng 4-year course, a citizen's good moral conduct, must pass the psychiatric, drug and physical. Yes, meron to sa Ireland. Must at least 1 meter 6 centimeter. May height requirements din dito sa PNP, while on the Northern Ireland walang height requirements. Tapos pwede kahit matanda, kahit more than 17 years old, more than 20 or 30, but not exceed on the age of 57. Okay, meron ding BMI, kailangan physically fit para may pasa mo yung mga physical fitness. Okay, so standard required, medical standard. A health assessment will consider if you are capable of carrying out the normal duties of a police officer. It will assess you against some key medical standards. Yes, kailangan ma-meet mo yung standard in medical para makita kung kaya mo nga mag-perform as a police officer in the duty. Okay, kung may sakit ka, di wala na, may asthma or sakit sa puso, wala na, nagtakbuhan kayo ng kriminal, hindi mo na nahabol kasi ina-asthma ka or inatake sa puso, hindi mo na na-perform yung duties being a police officers or law enforcement. Okay, same with the Philippine National Police, may medical standards, kailangan talagang medical standards. Physical and fitness requirement. You will be required to pass the physical competence assessment before entering the police college to start training. The physical competence assessment is an obstacle course which need to be completed 3 times in 4 minutes and 30 seconds during the recruitment process. You must complete the course 3 times in 4 minutes during the student officer development program. Okay, so later on malalaman natin kung ano tong physical and fitness requirements kasi in the next may tatakil natin to, the next slide. Next, this was a continuation of recruitment and selection process with the criminal conviction. Dito sa criminal conviction, elaborate ko na lang, kapag you are a custodial sentence, you are a suspended sentence a period of detention at a young offender center, you will not be accepted as a police officer rin. Kasi syempre ikaw ay may criminal record. Paano ka tatanggapin mo kung may criminal record ka naman, or nakulong ka na, or background, 'di ba? Kasi being a police officer, you are a role model someday. So kailangan wala kang criminal background in order you to accept in the applying the police officer law enforcement. Okay, next, ito na yung recruitment process ng Northern Ireland, yung mga policing recruitment process nila. So first, yun ang sasabi ko, online application stage. You may now apply online. Applicants are required to fully complete the online application form, which includes an equality monitoring process. During the period, by completing these forms, you are providing PSNI with your consent to process your personal and sensitive data for the purpose of the recruitment process. Yun, kailangan mo nang mag-apply online. Okay, yun. Then next, number 2, in online initial selection test, dito kailangan with your online initial selection test, dito na yung with the application form now successful, diretso na dito yung online application mo now submitted. You will be invited to complete the online initial selection test, or IST. You will receive a unique individual link for you to access the test to the email address you provide in your application form. Dito na mag-i-invite ka na para tapusin yung online initial selection. Okay, meron kang gagawing test dito. And the number 3, assessment center. In this stage, if you pass the initial selection test and your education as evidence has been accepted, you will be given an appointment to attend an assessment center. Ito na, pagtapos mo ng online application, tapos online initial selection test, you will go on into assessment center, which you will be invited. You will be given an appointment to attend. You will be attend an assessment center. Okay, next, betting. Dito sa betting, from the word betting, pag you are required to be vetted as a part of the recruitment process, you will be asked to complete vetting questionnaires, which must be returned within 2 weeks of receipt. If you fail to adhere to this application, you will be discontinued. Vetting, you can ensure that the process is as smooth as possible, ensuring that you complete the vetting questionnaires and answer all the questions in full. The success of the vetting process depends largely on your honesty. Therefore, you are advised to disclose all information as required within your vetting application. Failure to disclose relevant circumstances or information can be regarded as evidence of unreliability and will be taken into account when assessing your ability. Vetting is a complex process and involves various checks to be completed. This includes everyone declared on your vetting application, as well as your wider extended family and other close associates. All applications are considered to their own individual merits. Depends on your personal circumstances. Your vetting may take longer than others. Okay? So all applicants are required to have 3 years checkable history. If you have been spent time in the last 3 years outside the UK of Republic of Ireland, you should be aware to be required to provide a copy of any clinical record. Okay? From the word vetting, okay? Ano nga ba ang ibig sabihin ng vetting? Vetting is make a careful and critical examinations. Okay. So, dito sa vetting, parang i-examine ka nila kung talagang papasa ka ba talaga sa standards being a PSNI, Police Service of a member of Police Service of Northern Ireland. So dito you will be examined carefully. Di pwedeng pasok na agad, kailangan i-ano pa nila, parang sa police, sa PNP, iba-background check ka pa nila, then examine your papers. Physical competence assessment, dito na sa physical competence assessment is made up of a number of different activities such as running, takbo, crawling, gumapang, umakyat, balancing, lifting, carrying, dragging, and waving. Ito na yung physical competence assessment. Dito na meron na yung climbing, balancing, lifting, carrying, para malaman nila kung kaya mong habulin ba yung isang criminal when a crime happen, tapos nakatakbo, kung tignan nila kung kaya mong habulin in order para makuha ka dito sa policing ng Ireland. The online learning, mag-online learning na kayo. Kung magkaklase kayo, you will be discuss the doctrines or rules and regulations on the Northern Ireland. You will be required to undertake a successful, complete approximately 16 hours of online learning material within 4 weeks period. The modules you will be covered the e-learning package include observation and experience, understanding community relationships, communicating in your community, problem solving and decision making. Ito na, you will be pag-aaralan or studied the observation experience, itong apat na to, within 16 hours of learning material, 16 hours in a 4-week period. Okay, so next, so number 7, health assessment. Ito na wherein it will assess your health, parang medical. Dito na sa 7, health assessment. Sa 15P, ito na yung medical. It's expected that candidates will have already been living a healthy lifestyle. Yun, para magawa mo ng maayos yung role mo being a law enforcer someday in terms of diet and exercise before the health assessment. If you are invited to attend a health assessment, you will be assessed by an occupational health nursing advisor to ensure you are able to enter training and carry out your roles as a police officer. If appropriate, you may also be examined by a medical advisor. You can help the occupational health and well-being team by providing them with all information and documentation relevant to any current or previous medical conditions. Okay, then number 8, which was the last, if pag pinasa mo na yung 7, pupunta ka na dito sa number 8, the substance misuse test. Ito na, i-test ka na kung you will nakatake ka ng mga drugs. Okay, you will be required to undergo a pre-employment substance misuse test prior to being offered an appointment as a student officer. This is normally completed at the same time as the health assessment. The biological material to be sampled as part of the pre-appointment process will be hair. You will be expected to provide 2 samples of hair of 3 cm in length and containing at least 50 to 100 strands of hair. This will primarily be taken from your head. Yun. Ito na. Ito na yung lahat ng recruitment process ng PSNI. First, we'll apply online application stage. We'll apply mag-apply ka doon ng form, then you will pass it. Pagkatapos mo ipasa yun na, punta ka na sa online initial selection test. You will be invited to complete the online initial selection. Number 3, the assessment center. You are given an appointment to attend an assessment center. Number 4, the vetting. Number 5, the physical competence assessment. Kailangan mong ipasa yung physical competence assessment. Yun na, para alam nila kung kaya mo ba. Number 6, online learning. Yun na. If you pass the physical competence assessment, mag-aaral ka na ulit 16 hours in a 4-week period. Pag-aaralan mo yung mga observation experience of being a police officer. Number 7, the health assessment. Ito na yung medical mo, assess na yung health mo. Then number 8, substance misuse test. Yun, you will test if you take substances. With the neighborhood policing dito sa Northern Ireland, they will have the neighborhood policing, which was sila mga police ay nakikipag-communicate into the community in embedding, just like the embedding the right culture. Sinasabi nila yung mga tamang gagawin, tamang culture, at hindi yung mga mali, para maiwasan itong crime. Okay, engaging neighborhood. Ito nga, nakikipag-communicate sila, salamuha, they visits every houses, building analytical capability, solving problems, targeting activities, nagpapa-activities din sila sa mga community, accountability, developing officers and staffs. They engage seminars para ma-develop, madagdagan pa itong knowledge nila regarding policing, and developing and sharing learnings. Ayun, they share ideas with each other in order to improve, mag-improve yung knowledge nila at madagdagan their experiences, and para alam nila on how to prevent this particular crime. Okay, so other details, cooperation with Garda Síochána. Ito na ngayon si Garda Síochána. This was Southern Ireland. Garda Síochána ang tawag sa kanila, yung mga law enforcers nila doon. And those two countries, Northern Ireland and Southern Ireland, they will cooperate each other para in order to prevent crime and lessen the crime. The pattern report recommends that the program of long-term personal exchange should be established between the PSNI and the Garda Síochána, the National Police Force of the Republic of Ireland. This recommendation was enacted in 2002 by an intergovernmental agreement on policy cooperation, which set the basis for the exchange of officers between the two services. There are 3 levels of exchanges. Personal exchange for all ranks without policing powers and for a term up to 1 year. Secondments for ranks sergeant to chief superintendent with policing powers for up to 3 years. And lateral entry by the permanent transfer of officers for ranks above inspector under assistant commissioner. Yun, so nagpapalitan sila ng mga personnels, yun, with for all ranks, iba't iba sa kanilang, from chief constable to constable, they exchanging personnels. Okay, the protocol for this movement of personnel were signed by both the chief constable of the PSNI and the commissioner of Garda Síochána on 21 February 2005. Okay, so special units, armed response unit, meron National Police, may special units din sila. Armed Response Unit officers are trained, equipped, and developed to support district colleagues by dealing with spontaneous and pre-planned incidents where people are armed with firearms, knives, and other weapons. Ito naman, special units were used sa mga terrorists. Itong mga taong kidnaps with firearms. Ito yung mga may baril na hawak, kutsilyo, yung mga deadly weapons. They are responsible on these crimes or incident. Kaya merong gumawa sila ng armed response unit to prevent those crimes. And Headquarters Mobile Support Unit officers are trained to specialist firearms officer and counter-terrorist specialist firearms officer standard. HMSU officers undergo a 26-week training program including firearms, unarmed combat, roping, driving, close personal protection, and photography. HMSU is a tactical unit of the PSNP. Okay, ito naman, they undergo 26 weeks itong Headquarters Mobile Support Unit to including firearms, yun, unarmed combat, and that's all. Sana may natutunan kayo dito sa policing system ng Northern Ireland, and may additional knowledge in comparing those two countries. And ayun, maraming salamat, and God bless.